Hi, I'm Matt.
And I'm Dee Dee. We are the hilarious outcome of opposing brains sharing a mutual desire to share knowledge and positive thinking about hemp and cannabis.
We are here to tear down the walls built by Big Pharma and other big companies that seek to keep the human race in fear and divided.
We are here to shatter the myths about hemp and cannabis and change the stigma of this amazing plant. Welcome to Hemp and Happiness with the Hemp Queen
And Emperor.
Podcast. Join us as we venture into this misunderstood and the unknown. Hey y'all, welcome to the show. So happy to be in the studio today, and we got a lot of fun things to talk about today. Matt has actually prepared for this podcast.
I was born prepared, okay? So,
Sure.
but no, this
Spit it out.
is an important episode to me. Because
Okay.
I'm a big fan of the Derby, and my family's big. Well, I shouldn't say my family. My significant other is really big into the equine
that's
industry.
your family.
Yeah,
dude.
Yeah. Well, I don't want to be
Sorry,
like,
Katie.
I'm part of a big Kentucky family that is, which I'm not.
I get it, but that's still your family.
Yes.
Okay.
My significant other is very into the equine industry. We're very involved with horses, so a chance to talk about horses and our industry, kind of commingling in a mashup, is pretty fun.
It is fun.
But before we get started, I've got one thing that I have to cover.
Oh gosh.
So I was listening this week to some of our older podcasts, and I was a little shocked and taken aback at how bad my verbalized pauses were. It was borderline disturbing. See, and there's one right there. So I'm working on a conditioned response technique to eliminate that. And I did a bunch of reading, watched some YouTube videos. So I've got a lighter. And what's cool about it is it produces a blue flame when you light it. I'm supposed to look at it, and it's supposed to stop the verbalized pauses. So check it out.
Good job. So do I just click it every time you've messed up?
Down.
Ooh, asshole. He just shocked me, y'all. He just shocked me with this freaking
Who says
lighter.
slapstick is dead?
You will pay for
Did you
that
like
later.
that story? Because it's actually true. So I just wanted you to get
hell,
shocked.
man?
Wanted you to get shocked.
I don't have
first.
a problem
I'm going to be
verbalizing my
shocked
statements.
this whole show, because every time I do, I create what's called a verbalized pause, and that's a no offense to anyone, by the way. It just kills me when I hear myself do it, because it's not right. So every time I do that, I'm going to have to shock myself today. So if you hear any strange noises like come out of me, it's
wasn't
it's
that
not
bad,
my
but still.
It's not my O face, it's my shock face.
Oh,
Two
my
totally different things.
God.
that just
this
come
is
into
what I
one.
tolerate every day, y'all.
Anyway.
I'm just putting that out there.
This will stop my verbalized pauses.
Okay,
Conditioned response.
okay.
Conditioned response.
We'll-
I may
we'll
drool
put
at the
it
mouth.
We'll put it to the
You
test.
may be feeding me dog food and some weird Pavlovian
I'm not doing
thing,
anything like that.
But
I'm not wiping your ass either.
oh, there we go.
See, it's not happening.
Oh, that is so bad.
Dude, okay, moving on.
Okay.
All right. Let's get you back into it. So, today's podcast, we are talking about the Kentucky Derby Festival. And for most of you that don't know, 502 Hemp is the official products partner, and we have been since 2019. So this is what, our fourth year, if I count correctly? Our fourth
right.
year as the proud products partner.
Because COVID kind of put a dent in all
Yeah,
that.
it did. COVID year was bad.
Yeah.
But we were still the official products partner.
And in case any of you don't know, 502 Hemp is the company that Dee Dee and I own and manage together.
Correct.
So
Correct. So, look, he had to do his little thingy again.
I'm gonna lick
but
this. This episode is gonna happen.
What I like about the Kentucky Derby Festival is the fact how community oriented it is, and how they have lots of different events and programs all throughout town. They don't just do Thunder. I mean, they've got a whole slew of things that they do for the community. It's a really good organization, and I love that our company's a part of it. I think it's a lot of fun too.
Yeah, there's a ton of awesome stuff about the Derby. It's rich in history. It's unique to our community in Kentucky, Louisville in particular, and
it's 2 minutes of horse racing.
It's such a big event, and it's so much fun. And
okay, did it again.
And it is really good. So I enjoy it.
That's a good word.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we want to talk about some events that go on during the week and how you can enjoy them. But before we get into that, I did some really interesting research because horses really enjoy CBD, and they really enjoy hemp seeds. The reason being for that is hemp seeds are incredibly rich in omegas, and that is a hugely coveted feed for horses. So hemp seeds are huge with horses, and there are a lot of studies with horses involving CBD right now. Not a lot of them have been published yet. And this is kind of what we get into with our industry when, it's so new and a lot of these studies are coming out and they just haven't been published yet. So we're on the brink of so many good things.
Oh, some awesome things.
It is strongly believed that giving horses CBD is very beneficial for the anti-inflammatory benefits.
Same reason it is for humans.
Exactly.
Even though we can't make claims.
We can't make claims about humans, but we can make claims about animals, yes.
Oh,
yes.
Okay.
So it is believed, because the studies actually haven't been published yet, that it can be hugely beneficial to horses, because the problem with a lot of these jumping horses and running horses is they have either broken bones or tendon issues. And when that happens, they often try to save them, but a lot of times they put them down.
Don't make me cry. I saw that happen one time when I was down there, and I
don't think anyone will ever forget about that Seven Bells incident, but we don't have to dwell on that.
Yeah.
The point is, if there is a safe, healthy alternative to reducing inflammation in horses, reducing the risk of tendon and bone injury, it would be hugely beneficial to the industry and these animals who just love to run. If you're around these horses, is the training stringent? Yes. Are they put through the ringer? Yes. Do they enjoy it? Maybe. It's interesting to watch them, because if you spend any time with horses, you'll see a running horse will want to run. A jumping horse will want to jump. And, what are they going to do? At this point, I
don't have a lot of experience with horses.
At this point, they're a livestock animal. I see cared for horses as being very happy. So
I can see that. I mean, that's just how animals in general are. They're taken care of. They're happier.
Just an interesting little thing. And if I see any published studies, I will be sure to post them in the job notes. I'm still a contractor. I will post them in the show notes, and we'll go from there.
Yeah.
With that being said, though, let's get into the Derby.
I was just going to mention, though, for horses, they would have to have a higher dose. It would not, their metabolisms probably work extremely fast, just like dogs do.
Interestingly,
they would probably need a higher dose, I would think.
Interestingly enough, the study that I read most about, which is being conducted in Texas, and they didn't reveal the university behind it, and there's almost always a university behind these studies. But anyway, they were dosing at 50 to 100 milligrams, which I found to be kind of low, because that's a human dose. Not unrealistic for a human dose.
Not unrealistic, correct.
One thing that they did make very clear, though, was that the two major groups, who I'm not going to mention in this show because I don't think it's appropriate, still have CBD on the banned list for competitive horses, which is silly to me because
it contains, if they do full spectrum, which contains the THC. So THC, to most people, except when it's from hemp, is considered a drug. So,
but how's that gonna?
Dude, it shouldn't.
I mean, I will tell you,
it's not like you're getting your animal high.
On the inside of the horse industry,
let's not even talk about the Olympics.
On the inside, no. I'm not going to.
She should be allowed to run.
Let's not. Okay. I don't. I'm actually not. I'm not going to get into the Olympics. And I forgot what I was talking about.
Yeah, I know. You were talking about the horses and how much milligrams.
So I will tell you, on the inside of the horse industry, when a horse is injured, it's not unusual if they're going to take them out of competition for beyond 6 months to feed them steroids to rehabilitate them, because by the time they're back in competition, and that's recently changed because they've started doing barn testing now, where they're coming in and they're testing these animals that are registered to compete in the barn. But it's still not unusual. And when you feed these animals steroids, what it does is it builds up their muscles. It doesn't necessarily build up their tendons. So they get back in running strength and performance strength. But they're still going to have the inflammation. They're still going to have the tendon issues. And it's I don't want to say counterproductive, because it does get them back, but it's a slippery slope, and it's a dangerous road for a re-injury for these animals.
Yeah, and then they get hurt, and then they're put out to pasture, and I don't want to talk about that.
Yeah.
You know?
I agree. So
it makes me sad.
CBD for horses.
Yes.
I think it's a great thing. And I think that when these studies come out, it is my hope that that product will be taken off the banned substance list for competitive horses. Because competitive horse riding, horse racing, all the disciplines, it's not going away.
No.
So,
well, same thing for any athletes too, if we bring that back to, other athletes.
Right.
I mean, the NFL just donated $1 million to do some studies on cannabis and how it helps them. So we're slowly moving forward.
It's the long game, and it's being patient
going to
and
end soon in our lifetime.
That is our hope.
Yeah, for sure.
All right.
So fun things for the KDF. That's
Kentucky Derby Festival.
Yes, that's it. So I know that we as a company will be participating in the Festival Unveiled, which is March 16th. They will also have a spring fashion show, which I think would be fun. $1 million hole-in-one contest. I hope you know what that means. It's golf.
Yeah, I do.
All right. Tour de Lou. That's where, they get in those little cute outfits and ride their bikes all around the city.
Right.
Yeah. I'm not sure what DECI stands for, but they also have a touring Pegasus Parade. FamFest starts April 8th.
So let's just stop right there. Let's talk about the Pegasus Parade. Actually,
it's a touring.
Thunder wasn't in that list.
It's down further. They've got them in the list.
So the Pegasus Parade, for anyone listening who hasn't participated, you're not from Louisville, is one of the biggest parades we have all year. Big floats. Lots of crazy debauchery. It's almost like the introduction of our Mardi Gras.
Kinda.
And I used to own a house. Well, I still own the house. I used to live right in the path of that parade. And
I think they're doing touring again this year, though.
Oh, man.
So different little sections of the city. And I don't know that to be 100% accurate.
People have no idea what an event that is. And it's kind of cool because it keeps it, I don't want to say more local, but it keeps it special. Kids often, are they dismissed from school for Pegasus or just Derby?
I think it's just Oaks and Derby.
Yeah. I mean, but that's how big it is.
It's a big deal.
So
in this city, I mean, it's
floats,
a big deal.
Awesome.
And FamFest is fun for the kiddos.
Yeah.
We won't be set up at there. It's just not our venue, but it is a lot of fun for the kids. And they usually have concerts and stuff too at FamFest. And then Bourbonville, that's going to be fun. We'll definitely have our CBD bourbon there for sure. They're off luncheon. That's a big
bourbon
to do.
CBD.
Yes, bourbon CBD.
You said CBD bourbon.
Oh, well, okay. That's bourbon flavored CBD. My bad. They're off luncheon. Then they have the mini marathon and marathon expo, and that's really cool. I set up at that a couple years ago, and
you're going to compete this year, right?
I'm not in running shape. No, thank you. But I've been in the gym a lot. Well,
you are. You're doing awesome.
Yeah, thanks. Anyway, moving on from that. But you can get a lot of cool running stuff there, which is really neat. Like they have all the vendors all in one area, so it's kind of cool. Thunder over Louisville. Yes.
Which is our biggest fireworks display traditionally. We haven't had it for the past few years.
Well,
but,
last year they just did it in different neighborhoods. It was different. So it was different. I think this year they're going to go back to the normal down on the waterfront.
As they should.
Yeah, they really should. There will be a Gospel Fest. That's April 24th. Festiville opening April 28th. And that I think Festiville and FamFest, they're two different. So Festiville is the one that has all the concerts. They'll have the Great Balloon Race Fest again, the mini marathon and the marathon. That's April 30th. And then the real Pegasus Parade. Oh, look, I think they're having 2. That's May 1st. So that's kind of cool. Maybe they do shut down part of the city for that.
Oh, yeah. They shut down all the access
downtown
roads from my house to anything I need to get to.
You'll be all right.
It's super fun and awesome.
Anyway.
And they do it.
You'll be working anyway. So
we'll talk about that after the show.
You'll be all right.
Yeah, that pisses me off so bad when they shut the streets down.
Keep shutting them down just to piss Matt off. They have the Great Bed Races. They're coming back for that. There's going to be Wine Fest again.
Talk
the Great Bed Races. Oh, those are so much fun. People decorate their beds, and like they're usually themed. I know Laura Hardy, when she was here from 107.7, she did that, and that was her. She loved doing the bed races. Hopefully she'll come back down for that. I'll make sure I say something to her.
If you're listening to this, Laura, we miss you.
We do
Fabulous
miss you.
Laura.
We do miss fabulous regular Laura. Let's see. Then they got Wine Fest. That'll be fun. I love that. I did attend that last time that they had that. They got wine slushies. I mean, I'm not a big alcohol drinker, but those things were lit. Loved it.
So
because it was hot too. It's hot that day.
I am the furthest thing from a snob that there is. But let me tell you something.
He's lying.
Wine slushies.
It was awesome.
Only in Kentucky.
That's right.
Oh, that is a Kentucky
freaking loved it
right there.
Wine slushy. They were delicious. I'm telling you. I may have partaken in a couple of them.
But I want to get into that. But let's go ahead. We're making good progress through this list. Are you taking notes out there? I hope you are, listening audience, because this is important.
It kind of is. Then they have the Great Steamboat Race, and then the Kentucky Derby Festival Day at the Downs, which will be May 5th. So they've got all kinds of fun stuff planned.
And then the actual Derby.
And, of course, the actual Derby. All of this stuff starts March 16th is the beginning. So that's when they do the whole festival unveiled. And
the time's already probably passed by the time you're listening to this, so sorry. But next year,
not
be
necessarily.
Ready. Well, maybe we'll see.
Nah. This is I think those will be on there.
So besides horses, what's the common denominator currently in those events?
Fun.
Yes.
And family.
Yes. And starts with a B.
Bourbon.
Yes. So I do want to just speak to that a little bit.
Common bourbon in there.
Yes. Kentucky is bourbon country. It is a very unique and special product that is made only here.
It's not true, apparently.
Bourbon. Well, to have real bourbon, I'm going to say to have real bourbon, it has to come from Kentucky.
I was scolded on Facebook because Ian Summerfield or whatever his name is has
Facebook tells the real news.
It does.
So thank you, Facebook, for educating and correcting Dee Dee.
I'm just telling you, the Vampire Diaries hottie has his own bourbon now, and it's made in Indiana.
Okay, don't care.
Just saying. I'll buy his bourbon. And you ladies know what I'm talking about.
So Dee getting a sign, but who's the guy? What's his name?
I don't know how to pronounce his last name. Summerfield.
Find that sign and get it for Dee Dee. She will be eternally in your debt. But what I actually want to talk about is, while it's a unique and fantastic product and can be used for many things, it does promote a huge drinking culture in our community.
It does.
I don't want to diminish that, but that is not always a positive thing.
Agreed.
Violence spikes in the community during Derby. Human trafficking is a huge problem. And I'm not blaming human trafficking on alcohol or bourbon, certainly, but the debauchery gets a little out of hand.
Well, people aren't always as on their A game and aware of things going on when you introduce alcohol into the mix of the fun. And sometimes that's when scary shit happens.
So what's the best thing to replace it with?
I wonder.
Don't know.
Could it be something that...
something maybe that starts with a T?
Maybe.
Ends with a C?
Maybe.
Has an H in the middle?
You think it'll ever be legal?
It's legal up to 3% dry weight.
That's true.
And that currently,
there are some awesome bills pending.
And I will tell you that I have partaken thoroughly in Derby and thoroughly in bourbon, and I feel terrible afterwards. I'm totally unhappy in so many ways, physically, mentally, psychologically.
I'm just going to say it, Matt. Alcohol's a poison.
It's a fun poison, but
It
it
is.
is a poison.
But it's still poison.
So we really need to think about that. I'm not saying don't drink. I drink. I'm Irish. I love a drink.
I do like my Baileys, too.
I do my best to not partake too heavily. And
Well, you're also an athlete. You know better.
yeah, it kills me athletically. It really does. And the older I get, the more it hurts me.
Man, I'm at that age where if I have more than 2 glasses of wine, I'm getting freaking cramps in my legs when I'm trying to sleep. And I don't like being woken up from that. If I'm going to have a glass of wine, I try to only have one.
So yes, and listen, I'm not saying I would never advocate for anyone to do anything illegal. That being said, you can procure a certain amount of legal THC today, and with a array of cannabinoids that are going to be very beneficial to you physically. So you're going to nourish your body with these cannabinoids. I'm not going to say what they'll do because I'm not allowed to. But we all know what even just a little bit of THC will do. So you're going to feel good. You're going to have a good time. You're going to wake up without a hangover. And as long as, you're following the same rules that you would abide by when you're drinking, i.e. not get into a car and drive around or do something reckless,
Stupid.
It's going to be, in my opinion, my humble opinion, a much better alternative to just drinking at these events.
Correct. You can socially, I think, and this is how I've always done it. The older I've gotten, no, don't get me wrong. College was fun. And I'm sure my college girlfriends could tell you some stories, but as an adult and the older you get, I find it more fun when I only socially drink and I'm not obliterated because now you got cameras. And people will record stuff. I just don't need that. I don't need to see that stuff later. So I don't like making an ass out of myself. I like to have my wits about me. And by using legal cannabinoids, I can. And I can still enjoy whatever it is that I'm doing. So I think that's important. I know I got a couple little events coming up that I'm hanging out with some girls. And they're all, I like bringing the wine. I'm like, I can bring the gummies. How about I bring some gummies?
Yeah. I mean, too much alcohol, and I find I stray away from my dharma, which is be kind to others, lend a helping hand, be considerate, work with people. And when you're drinking, that it really brings out that egoic self where you're thinking of yourself, and often selfishly, and not thinking of others. And I know that there's chemical reasons for that, and I'm not making excuses. And again, I'm not telling you not to drink. I'm saying it's something to think about. If I take enough THC to produce any form of euphoric reaction, I'm certainly kind to others. I'm not disrespecting or disobeying my dharma. I'm following my path, and it's much more fulfilling to me personally.
I agree with that.
And again, I still drink.
Well, if I'm a natural born flirt as it is, right? We all know this. We'll just get that out there and you can chuckle. But when I drink,
COVID boy knows nothing about that.
When I drink, shut up. But when I drink, I'm even worse. And that's not cool either. So.
I've never seen that.
No, you haven't. I ain't flirting with your ass anyway.
Dang. I don't want you to flirt with me. I want to be the co-pilot in that. I want to be the co-pilot on that adventure.
No, you don't.
I'll distract while you go in for the kill. I'm good at that. Yeah. Women's studies.
Oh, y'all missed our little conversation.
Where's our
Oh, yeah. Too funny. Women's studies, y'all. He's hilarious. Now
and you get to work with me every day.
God help us all.
Have we hit our zenith?
I think we have. We kind of covered everything, and the fact that 502 Hemp is the official products partner. I love that part. Sorry, I had to get that in there again.
Yes.
It's so cool.
Dee Dee loves a good plug.
Sometimes.
Why not? So, to kind of summarize, CBD is potentially good for all animals, including human beings.
Yes.
Hemp seeds are hugely rich in omegas and very beneficial.
Oh, and they taste great in yogurt.
They do. And actually, have you ever, you can purchase them whole. We sell them whole. The hemp hearts is what they're referred to. If you crystallize those with just a little bit of sugar or honey and put them in a salad, they're amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, you can go crazy
you don't need
with
the
it.
sugar, though. I'm trying to step back.
I mean, it's
such
such a little bit, though. They're they're like crusty little sugar nuggets.
There's sugar in everything.
Deliciousness in
you don't need the sugar.
So good.
We're going to argue about this, and he's the athlete.
Hey, don't do sugar. Don't do sugar. I don't care.
Sugar.
I live my life. So, yes, good for horses, good for humans. The Kentucky Derby, while it has its ups and downs, the festival is such a blast. I love the fact that it goes on for a month. It's one of the best things.
Almost 2 months, man.
Yeah. It's one of the best things about our Louisville community, and I love participating in it. I love being part of it. And if you're listening,
definitely stop by.
You should make a plan. And I mean, even if you can plan out a year in advance, it's even better.
Oh yeah,
because hotels are full. Rental houses are full. It's very difficult to get in unless you plan it well in advance. So I highly recommend it. Highly recommend participating. How you choose to participate is up to you. Dee Dee and I have our opinions. We're interested to hear yours. Please let us know.
Absolutely. Yeah. Thanks for listening, everybody. We appreciate you. And make sure you like, follow, share. And hey, you can always leave comments on things you'd like for us to talk about. So make sure you do all that fun stuff.
And avoid verbalized pauses at all costs. I think the shock thing made a difference.
Do you think?
I think it was better. Yeah.
I'm gonna get a bigger one for your bugging me at the office. Yeah.
Anyway, thank you.
Thanks. Thanks for joining us for another episode of Hempin' Happiness with the Hemp Queen
and Emperor.
Keep your mind ever open and expanding. Like, subscribe, review, follow us, all the good stuff. And
keep it hempy out there.